Alright, this is our aftercooler. You can see it's got some vanes inside there. Come up here and look on this side. There are, it's a core basically that they run coolant through the ends here and here, and then air comes through here and cools down the charged air. I really should be using a crane. This thing's freaking heavy. And the bolts come up from the bottom. There's a pain in the butt on this one. Okay, we've got your bolts started from the bottom here. These are fun to get in. There's two on each intake port. So like I said, they're kind of a booger to get in. You hang it on a crane like this, it makes it easier though. May have to wrench these in, which is not much fun either. And we'll get those started. This aftercooler is a trick to get on. There's a couple bolts you got to get to with a wrench. If I wouldn't have put the fuel lines on, I could have done this easier. Didn't realize it. Next time I'll know. Ratchet wrenches are just handier than heck for this stuff. There's also a pipe that goes in here. It's on an O-ring up here. Takes a gasket. Torque those up. Put the aftercooler lid on. There's a gasket goes in between the two. Make sure it fits. And the lid. Like these are the shorter bolts. Two more over here. Pile of them. I usually don't take this apart unless I'm looking at something. If I had a turbo failure maybe or something where I had to clean it out, I would. That's usually about the only reason. Alright, we're going to buzz these down. Start on one end and work our way to the other. Might be too long that one. Pull it out, see what's going on. that. I missed another line right here. This is our air-fuel ratio controller. Basically what it does is it senses what the turbo boost pressure is, and it backs the fuel off or adds fuel accordingly. Its main job is to keep the engine from smoking, because it advances the timing to put the proper amount of fuel in at the proper time. Okay. Now we're going to put our fuel filter housing on. Right here. So we get routed right. A lot of times there'll be a hand primer pump on that housing. It's not here today, but it's probably because it had a primary filter before the lift pump that we don't have on this engine. It's probably frame mounted in the machine somewhere. This line comes down to the bottom of the fuel pump. Basically, fuel comes in here, comes out this hose through the secondary fuel filter into the pump. This would be a return line right here. Oh, I got a hold down clamp to put on. And then finish tightening up the nuts on the filter housing, and it's installed. Okay, this pipe is going to go over to the water pump. This is how the aftercooler gets water. 4 bolts here, there's a gasket on the other side and where it goes in the water pump. See here. Right. Hold down clamps come up there and there after we get everything started. We're going to tighten this out. You always want to tighten the flanges before you tighten hold down clamps. Okay, here's the turbo drain line. Bolts in here like so. Turbo's going to go. I'm doing this before I put the intake on so you can see it a little better. Actually had a gasket on this one. Tighten all these up. Kind of a booger to get out. There's 2 more over here. Deal with our turbo drain, charge air cooler. Okay, I put a gasket in here. Should be one on this side. I siliconed it for now. There's a plate that goes over here. But this is how the air gets from the turbo to the intake. A lot of other engines will have what we call a charge air cooler. Basically looks like another radiator in front of the actual radiator. And these should be torqued, obviously. Okay, here's the turbo drain. There's a gasket that goes there. And some of these can be tricky. The tube will get bent. Some of those types of things. Kind of a booger to line up. I may have to take the other side off and do this one. Do it first. This first. Which is what it's looking like. I had to loosen up the one on the bottom first. Go ahead and tighten it. I'll come up here and get these. Okay, and the drain is done. Okay, there's a gasket that goes right here. And then this tube goes into the oil filter housing fitting. Get this one started up. So it's started, looks like. Okay, and then we're going to hook up our fitting at the bottom. Get it started before I tighten those on the top. If you don't do that, you'll be sorry. Show you where that one is. Go ahead and get it started. So let's go ahead and tighten these. Okay, here's the other end of that. It's a JIC fitting. That's how we get oil pressure to the turbo.